Yo, what's going on YouTube, and welcome back to Goal Line Hockey. It's your boy Kevin Forte, and we are taking a look at some juicy stuff coming out of Columbus, Ohio. Taking a look at the Blue Jackets today. And we don't talk about the Blue Jackets much, but they're getting some attention here. Jarmo Kekalainen was very upset with the trade rumors around Patrik Laine. I haven't really talked about those rumors because it really wasn't that big of a deal, but apparently Kekalainen did not like them, and he made sure to shut down those rumors, so we'll be looking at that today. So this is from Emily Kaplan. Shut down the Patrik Laine trade rumors, like right now. Doesn't seem like he's going anywhere before March 21st. More likely to move is Texier. Alex Texier, we've already talked about that a little bit. His value has never been higher. They'll try to move Korpisalo, but he won't get in a huge return. So that's the latest on the Blue Jackets in a general sense. So obviously, Kekalainen was not pleased with those rumors around Laine. Stuck up for his young guy there. It bothers me because people make up shit. That's what bothers me. I think that it's unethical, and I don't have any time for it. So interesting. Blue Jackets GM Jarmo Kekalainen on Patrik Laine trade rumors. We have a full thing here. So this is from Jarmo. Yeah, it bothers me because people make up shit. That's what bothers me, Kekalainen said. I understand that sometimes from conversations you have with teams, some of it may leak out and a name gets in there, but this is not a case like that. This is just somebody making shit up from their own speculation of what we might do. They make it up and hope for the headlines and hope for the clicks. I think that's unethical, and I don't have any time for it. As for Laine, we'll see what happens this summer. In quote, I've said this before about Laine, we have no rush. We have his rights for this year and next year, Kekalainen said. When the time is right, we're going to sit down and look at all the options together and see if we can come to a solution that he will stay for us for a term that fits the need of both sides and for the dollars that meet the needs of both sides. So, kind of taking a slam there at the media for the rumors. Again, I'm not going to put myself in there because I really have been pretty quiet on the Laine front. One of my most famous videos when I put him in I think I put the Bruins logo with Patrik Laine trade to Boston. That was one of my top videos, but other than that, I haven't really talked about a Laine trade this year, so I can keep myself off of that one at least. But that's interesting. He's definitely gotten ever since that trade, you could tell that Kekalainen had this thing with Laine, and you can't really describe it. I think it's because he's Finnish. But he has got like a bromance with Patrik Laine, which I think is great. I think it's good for Laine. It probably helps him out. The fans are embracing Laine in Columbus. I think that's great. So we'll see what happens. But we know that this is a market that struggles to keep their players for years, right? I mean, you look at the guys that have left there in free agency. Sergei Bobrovsky, Artemi Panarin, Matt Duchene, lesser guys, Brian Dzingel. So they have lost a lot of guys for nothing in free agency, and they don't want that to keep happening. So they really got to figure out what they're going to do with Laine. I think he's pretty confident. Worst case, they sign him to a qualifying offer. They have his rights this summer, and they'll negotiate something when the time is right for the right dollar amount. That's fair for both sides. So I think we're going to get more on that. The Blue Jackets do have the cap space. That's not really a concern either. It's more about Laine. Will Laine sign, pen to dotted line? That's really what this kind of is at this point. From David Pagnotta, we got some more stuff moving on here. There are some teams interested in Max Domi. Rangers and Maple Leafs have been linked to him. Columbus and Toronto have been scouting each other quite a bit the last few weeks. Looks likely he'll be dealt to a contender by the deadline. Max Domi definitely seems like a great fit for some of those teams. I do see that. I think Domi is going to have a lot of teams. I think he's going to go for more than people give credit because I think there's a wide market for him. He's not going to demand top 6 minutes. His contract's fair. worst case, I think a lot of teams are okay losing him for nothing this summer, which actually might drive up his value at the deadline, coincidentally. So I think that's something that you should definitely look at in terms of once Forsberg and potentially Hurdle or some of these other bigger name guys go off the market, definitely keep an eye on Max Domi. And I don't think it's by accident that his dad, Ty Domi, did play with some of those organizations like the Leafs and the Rangers. Don't think that's a coincidence for 1 second. You know those fan bases and management do want to see a Domi back in their sweater. Definitely take that into account. So this is from David Paginotta, kind of talking about Korpisalo, which we talked about him a little bit. There doesn't seem to be a huge market, really, in the goalie market in general, which actually might spike things up because there's no goalies available, so the very few goalies that are available may actually be more expensive. The Vegas Golden Knights have been linked to Blue Jackets goalie Joonas Korpisalo. Obviously, since Robin Lehner has gone down for the rest of the regular season, it's been the Laurent Brossoit show over in Vegas. The goalie they signed as their backup last year when they let go of Fleury. But they need to get to the playoffs. You can't preemptively, punch your ticket to the dance when you're in a wild card spot on the verge of maybe missing the playoffs. They can't afford that, especially in Vegas. They just traded for Jack Eichel. They put Mark Stone on long-term injured reserve. I don't think Kelly McCrimmon, Pete DeBoer, or anybody in Vegas expected them to be in the wild card right now. It is a very weird, ominous spot for Vegas. They're kind of gambling on themselves. You like how I threw that in there? But Korpisalo could be a nice addition there and could be fairly cheap. I'm saying maybe a second-round pick and maybe a depth player or maybe even a goalie just to go back to Columbus. But definitely look at that one. They may even be fine with just keeping Berube and Merzlikins as their tandem the rest of the way in Columbus, right? But again, I think the Blue Jackets see themselves, maybe less so after that game in Boston, against Boston, but they're still in the race a little bit. And I think they're going to wait till the deadline if Kekalainen is going to make some trades. So that is the latest on the Columbus Blue Jackets. Max Domi, we're starting to hear some actual teams that are in the mix. The Rangers and the Leafs, not really surprising there. Joonas Korpisalo to Vegas, that could be interesting. And if you had any thoughts about Patrik Laine getting traded before the trade deadline this year, you could put those away. Jarmo Kekalainen has completely shut down those trade rumors, so don't expect anything there. Don't hold your breath on a Laine trade at the deadline. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you again next time.